Yo, what's going on, people? It is your boy Dennis here. Welcome back to the Share Clan. Get into the intro. No talking. This is one of my favorite series, so I'm kind of excited to do it because I really, miss this series, and I tend to not finish. I start series and tend to not finish them. So I'm sorry if I'm not being consistent. Tell me what you want a new part to, and I'll make a banger. But yeah, today we're doing What If Naruto was part senju, uchiha, and we're gonna replace that namikaze with uzumaki. The only difference it would be is that Naruto's hair is red, and he has like slightly more chakra, but it's still kind of the same thing. But Naruto can teleport short distances. He's all 5 chakra natures. He has the curse mark. He has the 9 tails. Naruto's pretty much OP at this point. He has a Sharingan, so Naruto cannot be beat at this point. But we're not here to talk about that right now. Actually, we are, but it's like we have something to go through. The Chunin exams. It's been 2 weeks. Naruto has trained. Okay, Naruto has unlocked a level of the Flying Raijin to where he can't do it as far as he can throw a kunai, because they can throw like kunai from like villages apart. He can teleport to about as far as the entire length of the Chunin exams arena, where they actually do not the first time they fight, but the actual second time they fight, where Gaara lost control and attacked the village. I think that's how far he would be able to teleport, which is still kind of far. No, but like it's not as far as it could be. So Naruto has almost mastered the Flying Raijin. He's also gonna make his own type of Rasengan, infusing all the chakra natures, making the ultimate Rasengan, which is, it's just like, it looks like a mini sun in his hand. That's basically, it looks like a mini sun in his hand. So he'll just like slam it against like something, and it would just completely eviscerate. It would just like evaporate. I don't know how to explain it. It's gone. So Naruto did that, and he also mixed it with Ichidori and made the God of Lightning technique. I would learn it in Japanese and say the AKA something the kami the kami no rakiri. I know I don't speak Japanese, but I feel like that's what it would be called. I'm not gonna lie, because kami means God, rakiri is Chidori. So God Chidori. But yeah, so he has his like his 2 levels of God techniques, and then he has his Flying Raijin, which is God techniques on its own. And you know how much chakra Naruto has? Well, each of those attacks take up about a third of his chakra. Like if he did no, and then the like ultimate one with the Chidori added takes up like a little more than a third. It's like it's really strong, and I know it would make no sense because of how much chakra he has, but it's still like it's a god attack. Like, what do you expect? He's a kid, so he doesn't know how to control the shit that well, so he can't suppress it or anything. He also comes up with this attack, which I'm just gonna get from explosion release for the heck of it, because there's no more logic inside of this. What if after I've made it the first time, I realize that now, but yeah, there's definitely no logic. So he's gonna have explosion release now, and so I know it's not a real thing. I'm pretty sure it's not a real thing. Explosion release. I'll have to search that up later. I don't think explosion release is a real thing. But anyways, he's gonna have explosion release, and he's gonna have this thing where he can compress a like little like a giant explosion into like his arm, so it's like no longer in his hand. And then while he's fighting, he can release it. But if he holds it too long, his entire arm could get blown off. So it's like a 50-50 situation. and he if Hyuga learned this, if they hit you with a like gentle fist right to the stomach, that's gonna hurt a lot from the initial power of the gentle fist, but it's also gonna they're also gonna hit you with that. I'm gonna call this explosion palm, which is just boom, and then it's gonna cause a big explosion, and it's either gonna cause a big hole in your body depending on how long they hold it, because the longer they hold it, the stronger it gets, and also, or it could just like blow you back really far, which I feel like it's gonna do that more or less in this series because of how stuff is played out. You know, more family friendly. Naruto, he has his third Tomoe, so he's pretty much almost on his way to the Mangekyo. But I'm gonna move my camera. Okay. So, yeah, he's on his way to achieving Mangekyo, and also, actually no, that's it for Naruto's part. Because I didn't give him too much. Okay, but I'm gonna give him one more jutsu. The splinter explosion, where it turns his arm into a wood spike, and when it penetrates the body, it unleashes into a big, like splatter of like branches in the human body. This is only for assassination missions or if killing is necessary. So we're not gonna talk about that. And he learns all that in just 2 weeks because Naruto's hella OP in this. Next we got Haku. Haku pretty much just sharpen his skills, because what can you teach Haku? Let's be honest. I mean, I can make up some more ice jutsu from off the top of my head, but it's not like it would make a difference to how he used it, or like how like strong Haku was, because Haku is also like, he's pretty much a god in my regard. I freaking love Haku and his powers. Although the trap thing kind of got me, not gonna lie, the first time I watched Naruto, I got Haku. Yeah, I got Haku. But anyways, Haku, yeah, I'm just gonna make up some more ice jutsu off the top of my head, and I'm gonna call this the ice release hidden icicle. And so basically, you know how Haku knows how to use the Senbon? If he can hit the Senbon in like a pressure point, it will freeze the area around it, so freezing the nerve in the pressure point. So it would like shut down the nerve, because the nerve would slow down. So instead of shutting it down, it would slow it down. So reaction time would slow. Yeah, if he can hit a nerve, not a pressure point, but like a nerve, then it would freeze around the nerve. So it would make the reaction time slower. It would make his thought process slower. He can reverse it just by letting him, like thaw out. So it's not that hard if you're fighting in the middle of the Sahara Desert in July. But it's still pretty strong. And as for Sakura, do I need to say more? No, I'll try to make her use this. I mean, useful, my bad, useful. She learns a couple basic genjutsu. I can't name any basic genjutsu off the top of my head. I think the only genjutsu I know is Tsukunomi, like from the top of my head, without having to think about it. But I'm on a time crunch here since it's like the early morning. Everyone's doing their thing right now, so it's only a matter of time before I get disturbed. So yeah, I gotta push this up. She knows some basic genjutsu, and she learns a bunch of medical stuff from Haku, and actually starts to get closer with Haku, and start to realize that, hold up, this guy actually pays attention to me, to where Sasuke just pushes me away. she starts to realize that more and more, but she still has a crush on Sasuke. It's just not as big as it was before, and she actually starts to develop a crush on Haku. Yes, that's why I'm taking this. If you don't like it, then don't watch this video. I'm not telling you to. I can make this video longer if I want it, and I feel like I am because I've spent most of the time explaining instead of getting into the actual story or the Chunin exams, if you will. So I'm pretty sure I did the Forest of Death already. If not, I'll just do it in a separate video. Like I'll get like a little 5-minute video explaining what happened in the Forest of Death, because I'm gonna skip that for now. Yeah, I know it's a weird thing, but I didn't go back and watch the video, my old video, so I don't know what happened. I just know that we're at the Chunin exams. So first fight ends up being the same, Shikamaru versus Tamari. Second fight, Naruto versus Neji, if I'm not wrong. Neji gets completely bodied. They don't even get to see the techniques that Naruto was. They don't even get to see the techniques that Naruto has learned. So, except for the flying Raijin, they get to learn that he can teleport. But they didn't get to learn anything else about Naruto because the fight was over within seconds. Because Neji he thought he was so smooth with it. His ego is what his ego was his undoing. And then the fight after that, I believe, was Gaara versus Sasuke, which you know how this goes. But this is actually different. Got you. So Haku actually shows up fashionably good. It wasn't because he was training or anything. He just shows up late because this Haku, he got so much sauce. I actually like Haku as a character, not gonna fact. Haku has all the sauce. So Haku is out here, he comes in and immediately, oh, I forgot to say this, Haku learned how to use ninja wire because Haku, yeah. Oh no, for stitching and stuff, but he learned how to use it in more of a combat way. So he adapted his medical ways into a combat way. So when they get to fighting, I believe Haku's faster than I think Haku has the potential to be faster than Rock Lee. Well, no, Rock Lee at this point, not Rock Lee at the end, Rock Lee at this point, he does have the potential to be faster. But just say for this sake, he's slightly slower. So Gaara's reaction time is more on point, but he doesn't see Haku as more of a threat than Rock Lee because he knows that Haku doesn't have the brute strength that Rock Lee does to break through the sand. So he lets his guard down is what I'm trying to say. And so Haku's actually slowly no one knows what's happening, but Haku's actually laying down ninja wire. And he runs around Gaara a good couple of times actually, but it only looked 5 times to the audience, but because he was moving so fast, so he was going around Gaara, and Gaara was okay, what is he? Is he just scared to attack? And then Haku stands in front of Gaara with his arms crossed, and Gaara is oh, are you finally ready to attack? And Gaara, what is it? Haku clenches his fingers into a fist, and the ninja wire collapses around Gaara, and then Gaara tries to attack Haku with the sand, but Haku ends up using some like icicles to like block the sand from hitting him, and then Gaara managed to, I mean no, Haku managed to what is it? Throw some of the Senbon into him so that they like slow down his nerves, his thought process, and everything. So Gaara actually managed to break out after this occurring, and he was like, "All right, I'm ready to fight again." And he goes into his little ball. He's like, "Okay, this kind of concerning," but it actually takes him more time to like do his king jutsu and the attack on the village. This happens, you know, right on cue. Orochimaru attacks the village and Gaara, and oh yeah, and then Haku, being Haku, figures that he can just focus all of his ice release icicles into one place and just spams them and makes a hole inside of the thingy, inside of his ice dome. Gaara doesn't notice because they're not hitting him. And then once the hole was made, Haku reached through and hit him with a mean one. I'm talking about a haymaker. Boom. Sleep. Gaara's like, he hit me, and then he noticed that his knuckles were bleeding. He's like, blood? He didn't know. He thought it was his blood, but it wasn't. It was Haku's because he hit him so freaking hard. So he starts going like rampant. He does what the thing did. He does what they did to Rock Lee's arm. I mean leg. He did what he did to Rock Lee's leg to Haku's arm, and Haku's like screaming out in pain. And Naruto, for one, would not stand for this. He saved this man's life. He's not just gonna watch him get hurt. So Naruto, he uses that explosion attack. He compresses. I forgot what I call this. The explosion talk. He makes a giant explosion that it covered the entire stadium. People were like, "Whoa!" And then Naruto compresses it into his arm. He's like, "Okay, let's go," and then slams it against the sand dome. And oh my god, the dust that kicked up, the crater it made, the sound, the impact, it was just it was like really massive, okay? And it was like everything went white. All you could hear was a meep, and like there was dust everywhere. Everyone's asleep. Next thing they know, next thing they know, they're asleep. And Gaara is over here being he's over here being what is it? One's it Shukaku, there we go. So he's over here playing possum, and then Naruto is like, you know what, summoning jutsu, and he actually summons all of the summonings actually, and all of like their chief forms like Manda, Gamabunta, and Katsuria. And he summons all of them. He's like, okay, what I need you guys to do, they're like, you don't command us, child. And then he flexes his Sharingan in one eye, and he would actually have the Rinnegan, but like it wouldn't manifest yet. So he's like, Sharingan. Yeah, he's like, Sharingan. He's like, and then he's like, actually, I do. And they were all like, interesting kid. Not knowing that he could literally one-shot any one of them. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna need you guys to use your transformation jutsus and transform into. And he starts like whispering to, like he tells them to huddle in, and he whispers to them, and all of a sudden was a smoke cloud, and all of them turned into the Nine Tails. And Shukaku, this being kind of like his brother, he's like, what, Kurama? How did you get so weak to let a child command you? And then they all like, and all three of them said, shut up. And they all grabbed onto him. Naruto didn't lay the fucking haymaker on him. Knocked this nigga out his dreams. Naruto says, boom. And you know it's dope. You know you hit someone hard when there's follow through. Like, you know how you hit someone in the jaw, but then there's no follow through. Nah, he hit him and there was follow through. So that's how you know he hit him hard. And he's like, get up, stop, you don't have to do this. And Gaara's like, what? And then they're falling through the sky. And then Naruto catches Gaara and starts like wrapping his hand with bandages because Naruto's hand is bleeding from that haymaker. Gaara's skull is so hard. They just like, anyways, from that haymaker, and he wraps his arm. And Haku's getting healed by Sakura. Sasuke is still in the hospital. And yeah. That's why I'm gonna leave this one off, not gonna lie. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments. Also, comments what ifs that you want me to continue. I've not said this before, but I actually mean it now. I'm trying to come back. I know it's gonna be hard because you guys don't trust me with being consistent with the uploads, but I promise you guys I'm gonna try to be consistent. I'll try my hardest to be consistent. So, yeah, see you.